Jojo Siwa is one of the biggest social media stars on the planet. This powerhouse is a ball of entertainment, but Jojo has had a couple of moments in her career that didn't exactly do her any favors. Stay tuned to find out about the biggest lie she spread and why many people still can't forgive her for it. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to never miss another video, and be sure to check out our community section for even more fun. Now let's check out Jojo Siwa's cringe moments. Making fun of Kendall. Let's start with a few Dance Moms moments that definitely made some people raise an eyebrow or two. Jojo is always known as the most outspoken one, and she definitely wasn't afraid to say it like it is on Dance Moms. Well, sometimes it's best to say nothing at all. Here's a little recap. This moment happened in Season 6, Episode 14. In later seasons of Dance Moms, it's obvious that the girls go through many more emotions, which means a lot more drama for the viewers. In this particular episode, Kendall gets upset because she wanted to do a Michael Jackson duet with Maddie. It was one of the last duets her and Maddie were going to do together, but because Maddie is busy, Kendall is pretty upset as she has to practice with Jojo. Understandable, right? If you and your BFF have a chance to do one final duet together, you'd be upset too, right? Well, Abby isn't having any of it, and she decides to give the NJ solo to Jojo. During the interview, Jojo is explaining what happened. She rudely mocks Kendall's voice and tells that Kendall is saying she doesn't want to do a duet with Jojo, she wants Maddie. She then adds that she'd love to do the MJ dance because she is MJ. Definitely not one of her finest moments at all. Jojo versus Kenzie. Although Jojo doesn't generally have too many shocking moments, sometimes she just makes you want to facepalm. We're still not over this moment, so let's relive it together. Season 5 was extremely explosive, but people are still able to point to this moment as one of the cringiest Jojo moments ever. If you're a huge fan of the show, you know that tap dancing is extremely important to Abby. She always says that tap teaches you about musicality and helps you become a better dancer. Well, Jojo doesn't think so. When the girls are stretching on the floor before class, Jojo asks the girls what their favorite style of dance is. Mackenzie says it's tap. Jojo makes a smirking noise, which throws everyone off. Even Mackenzie is like, WTF, Jojo? Kenzie then defends herself that she's actually really advanced, even after Jojo pretty much asks why would someone even choose tap as their fave dance. Kenzie fires back that she's following in Maddie's footsteps, as her sister is known to be an amazing tapper. The facial expressions and the smirking definitely label Jojo as rude in this case. And if you look at the moment, you'll see that the rest of the girls were extremely surprised by Jojo's comment. Luckily, Jojo's still very sweet, and she later learned how to somewhat control her thoughts. Unnecessary statements. Before we move on to some non-Dance Moms moments, let's check out one more comment that made everyone cringe. The more competitive moms that come on the show have a tendency to throw other kids under the bus. According to Abby, it's because the producers tell them being competitive is how they'll secure their spot on the show. So naturally, the OG moms aren't always fond of the new Dance Moms or kids. This is JoJo's first episode, so the pressure is on. The episode starts with the usual pyramid and rehearsals for the next competition. Sarah, who is a part of the select team, gets to compete with the elite team for the week. A bunch of the girls, including Sarah and Jojo, perform a solo, and as it turns out, Sarah scores higher than Jojo, but in a completely different category. Things get a bit heated in the dressing room after, when Jojo's mom, Jessalyn, points out that Abby wasn't there to see Jojo's solo, but she came to see Sarah's.
Super disappointed.
Jessalyn tells Sarah that Jojo had 2 points more than her, which is really unfair as they weren't even in the same category. Abby then asks Jojo what she thinks of her mom saying stuff like this to Sarah, and Jojo replies that if it's the truth, she doesn't mind it being said. It was definitely an unnecessary comment that probably really hurt Sarah's feelings. The hair situation. Okay, let's talk about Jojo's hair. Plenty of people, including professional hairdressers, have pointed out that Jojo's hair routine isn't exactly healthy. It's been pointed out before that putting bows in your head the way Jojo does all the time really hurts and damages your scalp. Jojo also revealed that she uses a lot of hairspray and pretty much wears a tight ponytail almost every day. Many hair professionals have often pointed out that wearing a tight ponytail can come with plenty of permanent hair damages that are hard to cure. This includes includes hair loss, which is something no one really wants. Furthermore, tight ponytails can also result in a receding hairline. This basically means your hair gets naturally pushed back more and more. And this timeline photo clearly shows JoJo's hairline problem, and by the looks of it, it's not getting any better. On top of all of that, JoJo admitted that her hair isn't naturally blonde, and her mom colors it bleach blonde since she was little. Combined with all of the above, it's safe to say JoJo's current hair routine isn't exactly healthy for a teenage girl. While we're sure JoJo will experiment with her style as she grows older, we hope that her current hair routine won't result in significant permanent damage. Remember, wearing tight ponytails 24/7 is really bad for you.
It's actually kind of a bad thing. I sleep with my hair just like this.
JoJo's Juice. JoJo's Juice is JoJo's vlog. Every dance mom's girl has her own vlog channel, but JoJo's has really taken off, resulting in millions of views and plenty of sponsorships. That's pretty amazing for a teenage girl, right? We totally see why she got the deal with Nickelodeon, but a lot of people just can't help but cringe as they watch some of JoJo's videos. For some inexplicable reason, JoJo does this thing she does at the end of every JoJo Juice video. She actually pours things on her head. This could be anything from slime to actual mixture of really gross looking juice. She isn't afraid to pour things on herself just to get that shock value out of viewers. On JoJo's Juice, JoJo also does a variety of challenges and pretty much shows her life to her audience. If you've never seen any of her videos, let's just say they're extremely fast-paced and there's a lot of pink. It definitely looks like a lot of fun, but people have also pointed out that they feel secondhand embarrassment when they see JoJo pour basically every liquid she can find on her head. Sometimes she even does this with friends. But let's be honest, this girl really knows how to make her life fun, doesn't she? JoJo's vlog intro. Speaking of JoJo's vlog, have you ever seen how many views this chick gets? It's crazy. Due to her energy, people have equated her personality with the likes of Jake Paul, and we can totally see why. But what's better is JoJo's actual intros. A lot of vloggers tend to stick to the same intro because it's just easier and catchy. Well, JoJo's intros are something else. This girl talks so fast. Her intros have become a Twitter meme, and pretty much everyone has been trying to figure out what she's actually saying. People have actually made videos trying to decode what JoJo is saying in her intros, and to be completely honest, that's pretty hilarious. JoJo must be aware of the popularity of her intros because she's never really addressed what she actually says. Instead, she keeps them guessing, which means she's being talked about even more. It's a genius marketing strategy, isn't it? Her bubbly personality is definitely reaching the general public, but we'll talk more about that later. Can you decode JoJo's intros? Take your best shot at trying to understand what she says and leave it in the comments below. We promise this is an unexpected challenge that will definitely occupy you for a couple of minutes. Danielle-Goli feud. JoJo has never had a major controversy apart from the very last moment on this video and this one. Although this one wasn't even a controversy, it made Twitter feel a lot of secondhand embarrassment as many felt it was totally unnecessary. Here's the summary. In case you didn't know, JoJo is 15. So is Danielle-Goli, the Cash Me Outside girl.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Obviously, these two are totally different people despite the fact that they're the same age. And some people can't help but point out that JoJo actually seems like a better role model for kids, despite the fact that she's still a bit childish at 15. While it's fine for people to say whatever they want, things got a bit heated when JoJo shared an opinion of one of her fans. The fans basically said that exact thing and compared JoJo and Danielle, saying that JoJo is way better. JoJo replied with a thank you, but many pointed out that she's throwing unnecessary shade at Danielle by retweeting the same statement. Danielle then replied to JoJo with a slightly ruder tweet, and JoJo pointed out that this is exactly what the fan was talking about. While it's good that she defended her own personality, was it really necessary to criticize someone else who came from a completely different background? People have said JoJo should not have gotten involved in that one. Twitter meme. We've talked a lot about Twitter in this video because, well, JoJo has become quite a Twitter meme. Once the general public found her videos and her personality, they started using it as a way to joke about everything. For example, when Twitter found out that JoJo is actually ridiculously tall, they couldn't believe it. JoJo herself posted a tweet saying that she's ready to become a meme. And if you know Twitter and its harsh jokes, you know that wasn't her smartest idea. She got completely roasted with various inappropriate jokes and Minnie took it a step too far. But this is just one of the many times JoJo found herself to be the joke of the Twitter world. Speaking of Twitter, old school music fans collectively lost it when someone posted a photo of young girls who thought they were going to a Jojo Siwa concert. Their moms weren't aware that Jojo Siwa isn't the only JoJo out there. They ended up at a concert of the old school JoJo, the one that sang the famous Leave, Get Out song, and her songs are definitely nothing like JoJo's songs. Absolutely hilarious. Even the old school JoJo laughed about that one, but admitted that the girls would have been in for a rude awakening if they actually attended her concert. When she lied about her dad. One of the most embarrassing and shocking moments of JoJo's career actually comes from her vlog. We all know that people do a lot of things in their vlog to get views, and let's be honest, a lot of it is way too controversial to be shown to people. JoJo had one of these moments, and honestly, it's easily one of the most embarrassing moments ever. Now deleted, JoJo made a video in which she told a long story about her dad. She said her dad was seriously injured from a car accident. The story was actually pretty painful to listen to, and JoJo actually cried real tears, which was really upsetting. People, of course, thought it was real. Why wouldn't they, right? Well, it turns out that JoJo is actually a very convincing actress because her dad actually popped up at the end of the video, and he was totally fine. She admitted that she had nothing to film for the day, so she decided to make up a story like a fan fiction. Well, this would have worked if she actually told people from the beginning it was a made-up story, but because she didn't say anything, people were extremely disappointed, especially because her acting was spot on and it was very easy to believe that this story was real. It's without a doubt one of JoJo's most controversial moments, but we're sure she learned from every single one of those.
Be positive, be happy, and don't let the haters get their way.
What do you think of Jojo Siwa? Come let us know in the comments below. And that's it for our video. Thanks for watching and see you next time on The Things.